Hi Ash. I said that for two reasons. One, because I have a friend named Ash and I told her I'd shout her out in this video. And two, because if there's anyone else named Ash watching, then they just trip the fuck out. What's up? What's up? Anyway, today I wanted to talk about a bit about how I grew up with this music, and I grew up with musical influence around me and instruments and everything, and what influences I have now. And also a bit later in the video I've got a cover of a Radiohead song. I did a cover of the song How to Disappear Completely. It's just me and my guitar. So if you like Radiohead, stick around. I hope you do. If you don't, go listen to them. Yeah, I kind of grew up with music. I kind of grew up with instruments and really strange string things around me all the time. My dad works at Chippy Music in Tamworth, one of the few music stores in town, in the area really. And so I've been kind of blessed to have instruments and influence of music around me my whole life. I can't say whether I'd be a musician if I didn't have that influence for most of my life, but I like to think that I would be. I have a real passion for it. It's all I really want to do with my life. I'm influenced by a fair bit of stuff. I hate when you ask people what they listen to and they say, oh, everything except country. You know, you don't listen to everything. You don't listen to everything except country. You listen to a few genres or a few bands or, you know, a few set areas, categories of music. Nobody listens to everything except country music. You do have... Anyway, I'm ranting. Anyway, when someone asks you that question, please go a bit more in depth. When I want to discuss music with people, which I love doing, I want to know what they listen to, and I'm interested in what they're interested in. I think you can tell a lot about a person by the music they listen to, or at least about how in depth they think about the music they listen to and how much attention they pay to it. I've always been influenced by a few key bands. I mean, I like to listen to a lot of different music. Or at least I like to think that I listen to a lot of different music. Bands like Tool and Powderfinger and Radiohead, Between the Buried and Me, Northlane. I'm wearing a Northlane shirt right now, actually. They just brought out a new album. Go listen to them. A whole bunch of other stuff. I could ring off a whole bunch of bands, but there's a few bands that really heavily influence me. It's because I make a connection with the music that they make. I feel that the music they make it stands out a bit. It has I don't know, a feel or a flavor or a certain touch to it that makes it stand out. And I like to try and put that into the music that I write because I'm influenced by that. I think unless a person is trying to be overtly progressive or write something completely new, then they're going to be influenced by something that they listen to. If they're a musician, obviously, they've been listening to music and they're going to be influenced by that. In that sense, everyone that writes music is going to be writing music that somewhat sounds like something that already exists. But I think there's two sides to it. One is that when a person is writing music and they're conscious that it's going to sound like music that already exists, they should take steps to give it something that make it unique in some way. Give it their own flavor and their own touch. And I think whether you're an independent artist or a person doing covers in your room on your acoustic guitar or a band playing in front of thousands and thousands of people, you should be attempting to put your own influence into something so that when someone else listens to your music, they can be influenced by that because they can separate it from everything else. They can say this music is standalone and it has its own flavor and its own sound, and that's what influences people. The other side is that obviously a lot of music exists right now, and it's hard to write something that doesn't already exist because even if you haven't heard it before, there's a good chance of whatever music I make or that anyone makes, that it already exists in some sense. That's not to say people shouldn't try to write more progressive music. There is a lot of stuff that hasn't been done yet and that I would love to hear, or at least that I haven't heard yet, and I'm going to try and make it. But for the moment, I'm not trying to do anything that doesn't yet exist, like at least outlandish. It doesn't seem alien or outlandish or anything like that. Anyway, that's the two sides of influence as I see it, and writing. And just so you know, any music that I write, I am going to try and put my own flavour and my own touch to it, but at the same time, I'm not going to be too picky about whether it sounds a bit like something else. And so if you notice that, then, you know, deal with it, because I'm writing it exactly how I hear it in my head and how I want it to come out. And I hope that it has its own flavour and its own touch. And I'm only in the very beginning stages of writing music, and so it's going to take a while to hone that touch, hone that flavour that I have, hone that sound that I want to put into music, but it'll come. And if you watch these videos, you'll see it progress. So today I'm doing a cover of a Radiohead song, How to Disappear Completely. I've always had a connection to this song. I love it. I think it's hauntingly beautiful. I think it's an amazing song. I love Tom York and I love Radiohead. I love everything they've ever done. Um, Easily my favorite band, and Tom York is a massive influence on me. As much as I could say, if you haven't listened to Radiohead, go listen to them. I assume most of you have at least heard some of their stuff. They're one of the biggest bands in the world. Um, so, like, if you haven't, then go listen to them. But otherwise, go about your daily business. If you haven't listened to Tom York's solo stuff, do that. He is an amazing musician. He's one of my favorite. I think he's one of the best musicians in the world, personally. Obviously, I haven't heard everyone, but from what I've heard, he's easily one of my favorites. I think his passion in writing, his singing, the way he structures songs and the sounds that he uses and the instruments that he uses and how he uses them, I think it's just amazing. And it's something that is very influences me a lot. Like I was saying before, if I'm writing music and it sounds somewhat like something that you've heard before, which will most likely be something by Tom York or Radiohead, then I am going to try and make it my own sound, but that does happen because it's an influence on me. And I'm going to try and make music that sounds, standalone and sounds new and fresh, but I am influenced by that. And so today I wanted to do a song by Radiohead, just to kind of show you my influence and what kind of music is going to be affecting my solo writing, the stuff that I do in my own projects. The song's How to Disappear Completely. It's a great song, and I hope you like it.
That day, that's not me. I've gone where I please. I'll walk through walls. I float down the Liffey. I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'm not here. I'm not here. In a little while, I'll be gone. Moments already past. Yeah, it's gone. And I'm not here. This isn't happening. I'm not